Greetings and welcome, fellow Falconeers, to let's have a look at Bulwark Evolution Falconeer Chronicles.
Welcome to...
This is a chaotic, kind of relaxed building game set in a fantastical setting after, well, essentially, there was a there was a disaster. Not gonna say it was natural, obviously not. Where a mighty kingdom has been split into multiple factions that are now left to pick up the pieces. Yeah, not a post-apocalyptic game, but you know, it's different. And yeah, I've seen this game being floating around on YouTube for some time now, but just always figured it was in early access, and yeah, I would get to it when it came out, and then I got offered a key. So now I'm looking it out, looking what it's all about. I've been playing this game for a bit, although I've reset my progression for this particular look at it. So we'll be going into that. Like I said, the goal is essentially just to build as much as you can. And go wild, if you wish.
This is...
Now, whatever he says is usually good advice, but I do want to keep this to a somewhat reasonable level of recording, so I'm going to be ignoring a lot of the helpful hints. In the regular build mode, you have 3 scenarios you can pick.
A few words of advice. Building is most...
Right. Again, useful advice, but we'll get to that. This is currently set to tutorial mode, but you can turn that off if you wish, and then you can just change whatever you like about the nature of this scenario. With the faction Freehouse, which is essentially a neutral faction that is basically just caught in between the other factions that have slightly more of a direction to their desires. The Freehouses just basically want to exist, and that's it. They don't really have any particular goal, just to not be at war, not being shot at, as far as you want. So I'll be showcasing the tutorial for a bit, and then we'll pick out as we go.
Our people were wrecked during the War of the Tree. Dunkel, Castellus, Moorbridge, and even Port Remit. Nothing remained of our prosperous free houses after decades of attrition. We took what we had and left, in order to resettle in peace, away from the warlords and fiefdoms that remain. We will succeed, because on our backs the past was built, and from our hands the future will be wrought. Ah, you're finally here. We've already built a few essential buildings. I'll assist you in connecting things up and getting the settlement up and running. While you're on the ground, we will focus on a single building at a time. This will allow you to build outward in a variety of ways and upwards later on. First, connect this outpost to the wood mill, which is located down in the shallow water beside the sea tree fungi. Without wood, we cannot build.
This is true.
Notice how workers are already building houses and industry along the walkway. Wherever you build and our workers can reach, they will settle. Let's now focus on the wood mill. This is your wood mill. It produces and transports wood across walkways. Let us build a basic wooden tower with a walkway towards it. You just built a basic tower. It is used to connect up your settlement and transport vital resources. Workers will also build homes Wood can only travel a limited number of walkways away from the woodmill, but this can be increased by encouraging workers to build along walkways connected to the woodmill. Good work. The woodmill is now delivering wood further than before, so we can move on. Across from the woodmill, we also built a stone quarry. Let's connect that to our settlement. Great job. Now we have access to the quarry, our wooden towers can be upgraded to stone. Stone towers create stone walkways. If you rebuild a walkway adjacent to a stone tower in place of a current wooden one, it will be upgraded to stone. Select your outpost so we can start expanding it further. Outposts can be upgraded as well. Let's use the stone to upgrade the outpost to its second stage. The worker output of our outpost can be improved further by connecting more towers and walkways to it. All towers allow for foundations, wood, stone, and later command towers. Command towers also allow for battlements. Well done. It is time we started to explore the world around us and seek out iron ore. Take to the skies in our surveyor airship. Use your surveyor to navigate the Earthsea. As our settlement grows, new commanders and captains will reveal themselves. We can also interact with the other factions, asking them to trade, declaring war, or even inviting them to join us. Use your surveyor to explore the Earthsea. It can build resource extractors, harbors, and outposts on other islands. Protect it by being escorted by the other units, and there will be different models later. If we can recover a naval command harbor later on, we'll be able to build you a flagship as well. This will enable you to sail and fly around the Earthsea.
Indeed. Alright, so now we have control over the surveyor aircraft. Nice little turret. Got some defenses. It's decently fast. Not very tough, but doesn't need to be for most circumstances.
Your surveyor can build a mine on this spot. Workers will mine for ore, and the metallurgical industry will be built up around it. Iron will allow our most advanced towers and buildings. We now have access to iron, but it needs to be transported across the water. Let us build a trade route for ships that can transport iron, and several captains are now available.
The iron trans.
I will carry stuff. There is no stuff. My ship, and this isn't the best use of my vessel.
Harbors always need to be built as pairs. As soon as you build two, a trade route will connect them. Captains will carry your resources over vast distances. This trade route is now connected. The captain can transport their specific goods back and forth. Select your outpost so we can start expanding it further. With iron, we can start building defensive structures such as command towers. But before doing so, we should upgrade our outpost into a citadel. Citadels and the workers they provide are one of the many sources of faction influence. Find or acquire outposts from various factions so they can populate our settlement with their people, thus unlocking new captains and commanders for us to hire. With all major resources now at our disposal, let's focus on building command towers. These can be built with multiple floors as well as additional foundations and balconies.
Build the command tower. Do that here. Upgrade it with the iron. Give it some foundations. We can.
We have reached a milestone in population, aligning with the free houses. This will attract new free house captains and commanders to our banner. The free house folk are numerous, and will generally make for the majority of people in our settlement. Mighty command towers have the potential to reach high into the sky. Their height can be increased by adding more foundations, as well as having better access to workers. Build this tower as high as possible. Balconies are built from high floors. The more expansive your tower, the more powerful your commanders will become if they are assigned here. This command tower is looking stout. We have a commander among our retinue. Let's assign them. This will do two things. It will enable the commander to spawn units, and secondly, it allows the commander to build turrets to act as our defense. Here you can assign a commander. Once assigned, you can set their stance and purchase more units with the splinters you earn. Earn splinters by growing your population or by trading with other factions.
Right. So our commander is free house aligned. He's the stabler, so he'll spawn units that will be able to travel with you or defend or use as an attack group, whatever you need.
Rest assured, friend, my warbirds are the strongest and fastest. My stable mixes Sark Hunter and Northern Grey Dive traits. Warbirds, the likes of which have not been seen for decades.
Your commander always starts off with some units for free, but here you can purchase more using your splinters. The size of your tower determines the maximum amount you can purchase. This tower and its commander now stand watch over our settlement. More commanders are unlocked by growing our population, and as the population grows, we can tax and earn splinters. With those splinters, we can buy more units for our commanders. Our goal is to grow and survive. Expanding our population will increase the soul tree, thereby unlocking new commanders and captains, while also earning us splinters through tax. Trading resources with other factions is also advised, but beware, we might find ourselves aligned with one faction and out of favor with another. Now it's all up to you. Head out and explore the Earthsea. Rebuild our society as you see fit. Protect yourself and our citizens well. Good luck.
Alright, and that pretty much concludes the tutorial. I just wanted to demonstrate building a sky ridge. Not sure if that's the most useful thing to do here, but you know, it is something you can do.
This facility is providing resources throughout our settlement. The more resources it generates, the further away these can be supplied to other towers.
Let's upgrade our settlement. All the fanciest towers. See the resource flow as it is. Right, so we have a decent amount of workers from looking from the citadel. Could probably add more. Wood is almost at maximum capacity, but we can probably squeeze a little bit more out of that. The other resources still need to be improved. Our quarry is only working at a quarter of its strength by the looks of things. About half. We may have to put some more towers in. We'll see. Although first we should really upgrade our iron production so that it is maxed out. So let's build a spider web of towers to increase the various production facilities. Which is why I had all the ships assigned to bring resources over here. So we can build the fanciest towers. Strongest foundations. Oops. Mistakes happen. But they're just happy little accidents. Nothing to get too worried about. Alright, the iron mine is pretty much functioning as good as it can. So let's start exploring. Let's see what the Earthsea has to...
The world map shows our holdings, which we can fast travel to. I will also mark any freelance captains that enter our waters, as well as suspicious locations.
Thank you. Yeah, the voice acting and such is functional. It's usually alright, but especially the voice of the...
Something on the horizon.
Of the advisor is a little off, I suppose. I mean, it gets the point across, but it does sometimes feel like it's AI generated, which I'm not sure it is. But the advisor always sounds either very bored or very jaded.
What's more valuable than a warm hearth in these bleak times? Well, look no further. Master fabricator of boilers and heated houses, at your service. Had some minor mishaps at my previous patron, but I assure you, I can deliver fabulous Mark II heated houses.
Go.
A craftsman will erect interesting objects within your settlement. Keep an eye out for them.
Now, as you can see, we have some birds flying out at us. These are the warbirds that I bought earlier. They will accompany us because of the setting that we applied to the command tower.
The world map shows our holdings, which we can fast travel to.
Let's go travel to Smelly Logfloat.
A resource colony ahead.
You see, the inflection just feels a little bit off.
This woodmill and all of its C3 production are for the bannerless, and they say it's under our protection.
Alright, so we could establish a trade harbor, trade for wood, with workers.
Raid before trade? But we lost some good fighters. How about you send over some workers to the trade harbor, and we can send some wood in exchange?
Yeah.
This woodmill and all of its C3 production are for the bannerless, and they say it's under our protection.
Currently we have no alignment with the bannerless. They are a fair bit intimidated though, because of our escort. That's good. That'll keep the local systems in line.
Pay attention to the political influence of your settlement. If one faction becomes dominant over the others, our neighbors may seek reason to rekindle old grievances.
Which is a fair point, which we can keep track of in the soul trade. Now we are on the Freehouse side, trying to build this up. This will unlock several captains and other potential people that we can interact with. Past the Millwright Voucher. Of course, Manser, which are a technology faction. The Imperium, which are essentially the remnants of the old order. And the Bannerless, who serve no one, and are essentially pirates. But for the most part, they are good folk. They don't do much, especially at this setting of the game.
Before
Also,
the Great War, the Imperium...
and then there's our inventory. Currently, we have really only a little bit of forces. We're full health, we are a rookie, so we are probably gonna miss a lot with our weapons. We have 2-point defense cannons and 1 heavy gun. Most of our income comes from the population. We have no constructs on board. And we can use our splinters to build any of these resource buildings. So either woodworks, stone quarry, wood mill, stone quarry, or iron mine. And we could build a woodworks, but for now, there's really no much point in doing that. We should really just go and explore a little bit. Just gonna go a little bit longer here. Show off a little bit of the world and what you'll be doing most of the time, which is just closing about. Let me look at the compass to see if anything interesting pops up. It's quite a big map. There's some interesting locations. A couple of locations that you probably will want to avoid at the start of the game until you have sufficient forces to deal with them and train them up. But who knows? Maybe you see things differently. We want to unlock some more people, so we need to go and make sure that our citadel is at full power. So let us create a little bit more settlement for people to live in. Population is going up. Plenty of splinters to go around. Right, let's start sailing again. See if we can attract some more folk. Let's scout out the islands. I don't particularly care to do anything with money uploads, but let's head over to Molten Stream. Should be able to find something along the route. Yeah. All of this can be very relaxing. Just hover in this world, listen to music.
A refugee settlement has been spotted on the horizon. Perhaps we can take these people in.
Good idea. Let's do that.
These are hard times, and thus they bring the need for uneasy alliances. My group and I have been on the run for so long, we seek refuge and will submit to your service.
Alright, fabulous. Not expecting them for us the first settlement to pick up. No, we don't want them over here, so we'll just bring them
You
along.
are now carrying a salvaged building. Select a spot on solid ground or in the shallows, where you can rebuild it from your surveyor.
Alright, so now we have one boundless outpost in our hold. And we probably want to give them a wood mill to work at. There's also a ship on the horizon. Let's go intercept that. As the solo developer says, it's a very simple system.
Finally found that rumored safe haven, and what a sorry sight. Where are your gunships, your corvettes? Where is your fleet? Truly, my services are urgently needed. This here is an ironclad steam rake. Not many of these around anymore, and she is for hire. We seek a new patron, new waters to guard, and new harbor for repairs and restocking. What say ye?
Right. Yes.
You have enrolled an officer. They command a mighty warship to defend your trade routes.
Right, now we have an easy access to wood over here, so just go back here. Establish a boundless outpost.
Excellent. We have an outpost that provides workers. Be mindful of an outpost's allegiance. This influences the balance of power for your settlement. This resource extractor is missing access to workers.
Just hook these up. Then we'd be able to daisy chain over to here. Then we have access to stone and iron. Instant panelless citadel. That should speed up the progression with that faction.
We have received a message from the Bannerless, who insisted wise to increase their population if we wish to unlock their support in the future, or otherwise face their wrath. How cheerful.
This visor must be really jaded. Anyway, that gets the basic idea across of what you'll be doing in this game. For now, I will showcase some of the others now. Next time. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all then. Bye.